defend. CCM, not sure if CCM would like to defend. So, will we see some TP? Hopefully, yes.
Maybe. Shadow Fiend is more than enough though with the Plague Wards, which more are dropping on the backside. So Shadow Fiend, a couple of races and you destroy it all. Looks like AAA really wants to actually try and bring down that tower as fast as he possibly can right now. Power Shot flies through, just having a bit of a look around, sees that ES just hanging on the back corner. Enigma back in towards the middle, looking already. Blink Dagger and Ogre Rack. He's on his way to completing that BKB. And if Ehome get a BKB up on that Enigma with a Blink Dagger, and we're on 13, in we go again. Blink goes off. Mushi's in trouble. The Melody's actually going off. He should get done. Line with the impale from the backside. And one more kill goes towards Jay as the Enigma, bringing him even closer to actually finishing it off. Bottom lane also getting harassed off here at the moment. In fact, it's only a replicate. He is still so beefy. You think it's a real Windrunner. We'll also have a quick save game here, guys, so brace yourselves. We're about to actually have a save.
Well, since you see Lion with the dagger, you should know that Lion will be doing her best to go around and just stun and finger everyone she can see. Because she does have a dagger. That's the reason why she buy a dagger. Because she wants to be an engager, she wants to be a catcher. Otherwise, she could spend her money on something else. You do see the bottom lane is going to get pushed by the Scourge. I'm not sure if the Sentinel is going to go defend, but you do see the SF, the Necrolite, the ES, and the Vino are both. All four of them are there. Where is the other hero? Don't see the Viper anywhere on the map.
Yeah, I think this is like a bit of a tower trade at the moment. Tower goes down, couple of heroes pushing it out. Mid is being pushed by Enigma. TP support has come in. Viper's going to be the first one towards the front lines. And Enigma still wants to push it. He still wants to get the pressure on. He has support there. Now Morphling moving himself back a little bit there with Viper harassing, but they're still attacking the tower. More TPs coming in from the back there. Wait for ES to engage. The tower gets destroyed. Mushi tried to go for the deny. He's still harassing the Viper back there, but they claim the tower, so they're happy to go with that one. The Plague Ward's coming up a little bit late there by Venomancer, trying to defend it off. But while that's happening, Ehome's pushing the top lane too. So a bit of a creep way behind that one. Shouldn't be too hard for our Windrunner on the top lane to actually finish that lane off, especially if anything actually gets diverted.
Oh, here comes the Lion. She's going to try to take ES, and she does have a DD. There you go. Finger goes off onto the ES. The ES had no chance at all.
Frost goes off. Viper caught out as well. Morph waves over the top. They might even try a Necrolite. They got two down. Want to make it a trifecta, but they're not going to do it. Top lane still being pressured out. They'll just push that tower out just that little bit further now. And, well, defense will come out. Necrolite just killing the last of those conversions. But still, more kills coming out. 9-3 now in favor of Ehome. We've got all the tier 1 towers down, bar this bottom lane tower, but they have claimed the tier 2 in the middle. So they're still going for that. Map control coming off. Windrunner up at the top now. Can easily attack that tower. Glaive throw at the back too. There's a little bit more, it's obviously a siege damage to go onto that tier 2 tower. CM hanging around in the mix. He's not quite sure if she wants to be in the middle of that one. As TP down towards the bottom with SF, thinking he might have a go. Windrunner wants to chase. Not going to get the chase as well, but will manage to defend that tier 2 tower on the bottom. And Viper making sure all things are good on the top lane as well, Kel. Windrunner still doing whatever she can on the bottom lane. Phase boots up. Would have actually expected maybe even a Hex out by now, or at least some sort of build towards it. We are 16 minutes into the game, and we've seen some amazing farm coming out from a lot of different heroes at the moment. Windrunner been having a half decent time. Look for that Enigma to really make an impact as well. Top lane still being pushed out by Viper. Ring of Basilius on him. Stout Shield as well. Pretty naked as we see a Scroll of Town teleportation actually coming onto Mushi as well, just so he can be in the right place at the right time.
I think Ehome has actually made a push pretty soon, like probably by 20 minutes, because currently they are ahead. So if they don't take advantage of this situation and they allow allow the Viper or SF to farm up, they're gonna be in quite a bit of trouble. But I would say Ehome is pretty stable at the moment, so they should really look to push at like 20-minute mark. Yeah, like at least push on like the third tower, Rex middle. They would put enough pressure on the Scourge team to just defend their middle lane, and then they can start taking other lanes, right? Yeah, that is true. They do have the power to push as well, but they've realised too they got this awesome advantage. And really, when you got this big advantage over a team like CCM, it's like, we don't really want to break it. Let's keep it going. They're going to push on this bottom lane. It's very easy to do that. The tier 1 tower at this point is actually pretty damn squishy compared to the hero's level and damage they actually pump out. Tower gets destroyed again by Jay on the bottom lane.
He's showing his BKB completed as well as killing Stagger down there in the bottom lane. Windrunner still having a great old time, ready to push it through. Obviously, when you got an Enigma behind you, you want to keep this momentum up, and they're going to do so too. Bring the conversions up, hit that tower. It's already down by a quarter of his HP, and we haven't seen a single hero. And so I say that CCM Shadow Fiend now coming on down. Necrolite also joining in the mix here, but that took him like maybe 10 seconds to bring that tower down to half HP. It's only going to take him another 10-second push to get it again later. We'll see AAA farming up there on the top lane. DD Rune actually stored up with Ring of Basilius. Perseverance on top of him. He's farmed up a lot more than that, so expect a couple more items to come out from him a little bit later.
And you'll find out why people ban Morphling. Because it's going to be so imbalanced when it actually does have money, and the Morphling is actually starting to farm. You can see at the bottom lane, the Necrolite does already have the mecha, so that will help a lot in engagement, because Sentinel is going to always try to be the initiator for engagement, because if they can catch with a perfect black hole, that would be the best. And follow up by what? Maybe follow up by Windrunner or Morphling?
Yeah, well, Morphling is just one of those heroes where like there's multiple versions of him, but of course this way you can be a little bit more aggressive with your style, and I kind of like it when you actually have a Morphling able to jump yourself straight in there. Couriers flying around absolutely everywhere. As top lane still being pushed out here. Morphling should be able to bring down this tier 2 tower up there on the top lane by himself with the DD on top of him. Just wave straight over the creep wave. Beautiful damage to as well. Just damage the creep wave just down far enough that the wave would actually do the final hits to them. And there goes AAA, gets the hits on once again. SF try and defend this middle. Fisher going off, just try and slow this creep wave down. Bulk them up there for SF when he goes for those razors. Stores those souls nice and fast. As, well, the pushing from Ehome on the bottom lane. More conversions, pushing that tier 2 tower. This will be the last tower to actually go down as well here for CCM.
Well,
they're not going to be able to stop this.
Surely, but definitely, this is going to be the 20-minute push, right?
It's right on the mark.
I mean, 4 of them are there at the bottom lane. They're going to take down a second Spirit Tower. What we'd like to see is actually see them do some Rexing, because there's no point in your farm. They kind of already have enough items to win an engagement at the moment. But you do see they are going to try to defend this, of course. Mecha is already up on Necrolite, like I have said. Not really sure what the SF have, but having a look at it, he does have the threat, the botter. He has a bracer which he got earlier to counter any, instant stun finger kill by the Lion.
Yeah, he's just trying to stick himself in the battle. Obviously, you want to go a bit more agi on top of him, but he's got to complete up that BKB before he can really be secure in himself to actually be in the middle of it all too. As we have seen all the lanes pushed out. Ehome battle for map control, so much so far. Now they battle for the Aegis Immortal with Roshan being killed here. It's in the hands of Morphling, who's actually completed a Lincoln Sphere as well on top of him. This is going to be very, very dangerous to actually see them try and push themselves out right now. All the lanes just waiting to see them reveal as Enigma ready to push out this middle lane as well. As we'll have another save game just before we're going to see this last battle actually going out.
Alright, we're back into the game after a pause and a save. You see Enigma in the middle lane, right here with the CM. They're going to try to push up a bit, pressure the middle lane. Bottom lane, you do see the Morphling is farming. They got to try to catch a Morphling. Has to control him because the Morphling cannot maintain. You do see the Lincoln, he has a Lincoln, Magic Wand, Botter, he has the Aegis, can come into engagement anytime. Pops an image, be it in base or like to get into an engagement. You do see the SF. I mean, the Scourge don't dare to push out, because every time they try to push out, what's going to happen is the Enigma is going to come in with a black hole.
Yeah.
Catch them somehow.
So this is the big problem when you lose your tower so early on. Like you look towards the Ehome towers, they've still got the tier 1 up in the middle. All tier 2 towers are still intact as well. And with that ability, they can just TP themselves out towards the front lines, jump yourself out towards the middle. It only costs 135 gold to do so. You can continue to support your team. And the biggest thing is the fact that they actually removed the vision for the CCM boys. And they're like, well, we still need to be able to see. It's going to cost them more money to put wars out at the moment. They need that vision too so they can get the initiation. They want to know everyone's going. Like, obviously, you can jump yourself around. Windrunner's just like pushing out the middle. But where are the other heroes? Are they neutraling? Were they at the Roche pit just like they were before? Obviously, Morphling will be looking to farm up absolutely everything, which he's doing on the top lane too as well. Just wiping out these creep waves, getting himself even more beefy up and ready to push themselves out. Now, I think at the moment too, this is actually a good play by Ehome. They know they've literally got CCM on the back foot. It's going to be very, very hard for them to really come back from this point, but they also don't want to give them a chance. You push yourself in. As we were saying before this match started, these teams don't really make mistakes. If you manage to find a mistake, it is insanely, insanely rare. So you got to be very, very open to the fact that they will not want to make a mistake. Get yourself farmed up, make that Morphling almost undefeatable, and then push yourself through.
What do you think? What do you think the Scourge needs to come back? Do you think it's a perfect engagement, or do they need like to turtle up and just try to get some money?
It's pick-offs. All they can do is really just try and catch a hero out, get their vision up, get a pick-off of maybe one, maybe two heroes, and then be able to push yourself back out. Get rid of that tier 1 tower in the middle lane. Like even then, just Mushy, he knows it too. Trying to come himself in a little bit closer, attacking the Windrunner, pushing it back, slowing it down through every single attack that he does as well. But he knows again, Mushy can't push past the river. They don't have any control on that side of the river. All the creep waves are over on their side at the moment. They can't venture too far. It's a long, long walk back to the pavilion, and Mushy just forced to try and defend this middle lane up with the help of now Necrolite.
Holy look at the Morphling.
Too farmed. Eaglehorn on top of him. Butterfly is not going to be far off as well.
24 minutes in game. He has an Eaglehorn and a Lincoln.
It's very beautiful damage that's going to come out from him as well. And of course, just watch it. Obviously, just stacking that AG as much as he possibly can. Also, just going straight for the Eaglehorn. Don't need the quarterstaff or the talisman. It's just like, you know what? Stack the AG. I can go with that. I can use that for now. This game might be over soon anyway, so I kind of want to go with it. Of course, it could get a little bit risky if the game's not over straight away. Then we might see a bit of a comeback here from CCM, which is still possible. Like, you still have fantastic support. The Venomancer can lock it up with the wards as well. It'll be very, very hard to really knock down this CCM's tier 3 towers as well as racks, and that's why they want this Morphling farmed up. So,
Wait. Go ahead.
looking to see the lanes pushed out now as CM having a bit of a last hit up there on the top lane.